for those of you who don't know me well, I am Teacher Linda, and I am serving in the Joyful Youth Ministry as a small group leader. But before I begin my testimony, I just want to share a few facts about myself with you. So I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado, and I moved here to Washington about 2.5 years ago in order to become a denturist and to open a denture clinic with my family. So you may ask, I've never heard of the profession denturist. Like, what do you do? So to explain that a little bit in a very short summary, I make false teeth, also known as dentures, for patients who are missing teeth or don't have any teeth at all. So yeah, that is what I do. And one random fact about me is that my favorite fruit is apples, specifically Fuji apples. Okay, well, let's get into my testimony now. I attended church since I was in my mother's womb. So like many of you, I grew up in church learning about the different Bible stories, singing praise songs, and memorizing Bible verses. For example, John 3:16, which I know a lot of you guys already probably know. And that verse specifically, though, was ingrained in me in Korean and in English. But I remember as a young child thinking to myself, why can you only go to heaven through Jesus and not by just believing in God? So as you can see, I didn't fully understand the concept of the Trinity here. But at that time, I just knew about Jesus, and what he had done for me in my mind from what I was being taught in Sunday school, that, he was the Son of God, and that he died on the cross for my sins, and then he resurrected after 3 days. But as my faith and relationship with God grew, as I learned more about him, and I personally experienced him through his words, worship, prayer, and hardships in my life, I don't know exactly when, but through the Holy Spirit, things just started clicking. And they started clicking one by one. And so it was just not in my mind of me knowing what I was being taught in the Bible, through church, but those certain things were clicking, coming down from the mind to my heart, and my heart was understanding them. And I also started realizing how nothing in this world, such as power, beauty, fame, money, etc., could actually fill the needs and desires of my heart except Jesus Christ himself. And one struggle that I had experienced that only confirmed and reminded me of that was when I felt immense loneliness after moving to Washington. It was my first time moving to a new state, and it was a bit hard adjusting. However, despite the hardship and struggles, I couldn't deny that it was the will of God to bring me here, because through the sermons, the Bible studies, the worship at our church, at our Joyful Church, I was able to further strengthen my faith in Him and be reminded in that moment of loneliness that when everything is stripped away and it is only you and God there, the only being that is true, is faithful, is abundantly loving, everlasting, amazing, and gracious is God alone. So I hope for all of you, wherever you are in your walk with God, that you continue to seek Him through His words, worship, prayer, so that through the Holy Spirit you will also experience those clicks in your heart that deepen your faith in Him. Thank you for listening to my testimony. Bye.